The following video is a fandub of the game Obey Me. Obey Me is owned by NTT Somare. Please support the official release.
Okay, I understand what happened now. But still, couldn't you at least have told us in secret what was up?
Yeah, you don't have to lie to us. Feeding us that story about sending Belphie off to the human world to study... Isn't that right, Yuki? You agree, don't you?
Exactly. See? You really get it, Yuki.
That's not something we usually...
Alright, listen up. There ain't any rules saying we can't talk about what happened with Lilith, is there? Come on, we should answer Yuki's question.
You're right. Yuki? I take it you've heard us mention Lilith before. She was our little sister. The youngest one of us. Long ago, back when we were still angels, Belphie felt very differently about humans than he does now. He liked them.
I'd say he more than just liked them.
Yeah, he loved them. He loved humans and the human world in general.
Yep, he really did. His room was filled to the brim with stuff from the human world. And whenever he had a chance, he'd sneak down there for a visit.
He used to bring me back stuff all the time. He knew my favorite anime and manga and game characters. And he'd get me rare character-themed merchandise.
He'd regularly go down to the human world without permission, and he was always getting in trouble with Lucifer and Michael for it. He'd say he wanted to see how the humans were doing and what they were up to.
No matter how many times he got yelled at, it never stopped him.
Lilith was especially close to Belphie. His enthusiasm for the human world rubbed off on her. And she began to take an interest in humans as well.
Yeah, Lilith had always been really attached to Belphie.
No need to be modest. I'd say she was pretty attached to you too, Beel. You, Belphie, and Lilith always used to hang around together, laughing and giggling. I was so jealous.
Yeah, whenever you were together, you were like 3 puppies, playing and having a good time.
Hey, whoa! Lilith was also pretty attached to me. Like, we even slept in the same bed once, you know? She was a big fan of Mammon.
Oh yeah, I remember now. You woke up and started making a scene, yelling about how you just had a bad dream.
Whoa! Hey! Quit it! Not another word!
We were all ignoring you, but if I remember correctly, Lilith felt sorry for you and agreed to sleep beside you because you were so scared.
Shut up!
I wouldn't say she was attached to you exactly. It was something closer to pity.
Yes, now that we've got that established, back to the story. Belphie rubbed off on Lilith, and she started going down to the human world a lot as well. And like Belphie, she developed an interest in humans. But then, one day, she happened to meet a man. He was human. And she fell in love with him.
Hey, while we're on the subject, did that guy know Lilith was actually an angel?
Don't be crazy. She kept it a secret from him, of course.
An angel hiding her true form so she could have a relationship with a human. Wow. Now that's love.
Lilith may have hoped to keep the relationship a secret from us, but eventually word got out.
You didn't like it one bit, huh, Lucifer? You were all like, as your older brother, I won't stand for this!
I did go down to the human world once to have a look at the man she was seeing.
Oh, wow. That's like a little creepy.
Sounds like someone was being a little too overprotective over his sister.
Poor Lilith.
Quiet, all of you! He seemed like a man of virtue to me. A good man. And most importantly, Lilith was happy. However, the happiness proved to be short-lived. The man she loved was stricken with an incurable illness. Lilith tried to nurse him back to health. She did everything she could. But he showed no signs of recovering. She was afraid of losing him. And in her fear, she made a mistake. She gave him forbidden food from the celestial realm, hoping it would save his life.
If only she'd talked to us, told us what was going on.
Even if she had, there's nothing we could have done. I mean, altering the lifespan of a human is expressly forbidden.
Lilith incurred the wrath of our father, who declared that she was to be punished.
You got that right. It's like, come on. Was what she did really all that bad?
We couldn't just stand by and let something like that happen. As her brothers, we had to do something.
You bet we did.
That wasn't the only reason behind our rebellion against our father, but it was the catalyst that incited it. And you know how it all turned out.
She lost her life in the Great Celestial War.
Belphie felt that the man she'd fallen in love with was responsible for it all. That it all came back to him. He said that if she hadn't met him, she never would have died. And that's when things changed. That's when Belphie began hating humans. So when Diavolo proposed establishing peaceful relations with the human world, Belphie couldn't accept it.
And then he turned on you, Lucifer. Which would explain how he ended up locked away in the attic.
No, Lucifer locked Belphie up for his own good. Lord Diavolo isn't the sort of demon who'd let someone off the hook if they tried to stand in the way of his dreams. If Lucifer hadn't stopped Belphie, he would have been found guilty of treason for sure. And you didn't want that to happen to Belphie, did you, Lucifer? You were protecting him.
I swore an oath to do whatever I must in order to bring Diavolo's dreams to fruition.
Ooh, so we're going there now, are we? In that case, I have a question too, Lucifer. Who's more important to you, Diavolo or us?
I'm sorry. Sorry I never said anything. Lilith. She didn't die in that battle.
Huh?
Lilith. She didn't die in that battle.
What?
Excuse me?
Hold on. No.
What the hell? This really ain't the time to be making jokes like that, Lucifer.
It's no joke. It's the truth. Lilith didn't actually die in the Great Celestial War.
What do you mean by that?
If it means you'll ensure that she stays alive, I'll make any sacrifice I have to. So, Diavolo, I hereby pledge my loyalty and allegiance to you. Diavolo saved Lilith when she was on the verge of death. And as compensation, I swore my allegiance to him for all eternity.
So you did that to save Lilith's life?
This is the first I've heard of this.
Yes, I should think so, because it's the first time I've ever spoken of it. Diavolo had Lilith reborn as a human.
Then what about her memory? Would she remember being an angel?
Nah, no way. She would have lost all memory of her former life for sure.
Wait, you guys are getting ahead of yourself here. Have you forgotten how long ago the Great Celestial War was? Even if she was reborn as a human, by now she'd have to be, you know.
Lucifer, why didn't you say anything to us? How could you keep something so important from us?
Because we were prohibited from coming in contact with the human Lilith. Lilith was alive, yes. And nothing was stopping you from going down there to see her if you had a mind to do that. Yet it was strictly forbidden, under any and all circumstances. I thought it was best that I be the only one who had to live with the pain of knowing that.
So why couldn't we go see Lilith, huh?
It only makes sense. After all, she'd been sentenced to death for her crime. Imagine what would have happened if word had gotten out that someone had saved her, and she'd been reborn as human.
Yeah, even though it was the son of the Demon King himself who did it, there would have been a serious reckoning.
Still, I at least would like to have known. Even if I couldn't ever see her again, I would like to have known that Lilith was alive.
I made the choice I made because I thought it was the best at the time. What if it had been you, Yuki? What would you have done? It's very kind of you to say that. As Satan said, even if Lilith was reborn as a human, when you consider the lifespan, she had to be dead by now. But even so, if she ended up with the man she loved in the end, then I know she was happy. I truly believe that.
Grr. Lucifer!
Whoa! I totally thought you were gonna punch Lucifer, Beel.
I'm not sure I've ever seen you give Lucifer a hug that big before, Beel.
You chose to save Lilith, Lucifer. You did what you had to do in order to keep her alive, didn't you? Thank you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to bear that pain all on your own.
You don't have anything to apologize for, Beel.
Also, I finally understand. I get why you're so loyal to Lord Diavolo.
Yet that same loyalty ended up hurting Belphie. I don't regret that I swore allegiance to Diavolo in order to save Lilith's life, no. Regardless of my initial reason for taking that oath, I have great respect for Diavolo. And my desire to see his vision realized is genuine. I'm not doing it against my will. But as for the situation with Belphie, I don't know. At the time, I thought I had no other choice but to do what I did. But now I'm not sure anymore. I don't know what the best course of action would have been, or whether there was something else I could have done.
Well, we've got a good grasp of what happened to get us to this point. So, the question is, what do we do now?
Yuki!
Hey, I know you're just taking advantage of the drama of the moment to hug Yuki. That's cheating!
Like, you heard what Lucifer said, right? About why Belphie hates humans? I mean, he wants to wipe out humanity. I don't know how he's acted in front of you up to now, but the fact is he tricked you, right? And yet you're telling me you still want to go see him, even after all that.
Yeah. I mean, out of all of us, he'd probably want to know most of all.
The rest of us would like to go see Belphie too if we could, but...
Diavolo has him locked up now, right? So, if we went to see him, we'd basically be...
We'd be disobeying Diavolo. Yeah.
Ah, come on. Come on. Lucifer!
Ah! Enough of this! Who's more important to you, Lucifer? Your sweet little brother, or that hard-headed boss of yours?
That hard-headed boss of yours? Lol, are you talking about Lord Diavolo?
Couldn't you have worded that differently?
Still, I want to know the answer to that question too. Lucifer, who's more important to you, Belphie or Diavolo?
As if you even need to ask. You already know the answer. Yes. Let's.
Right. Time to go find Belphie.
Okay. Then look into that for me, Barbatos.
Yes, my lord.
Depending on how things turn out, it's possible we'll have the answers to all of our questions soon enough.
Well, it would seem they've arrived.
Yes, and even earlier than we thought.
Diavolo, I want to talk to you.
Well, hello, Lucifer. And yes, I assumed as much when I saw you at the door.
Lucifer, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you supposed to be under house arrest?
Just listen to you. You think you're real cute with that "if I'm not mistaken" stuff, don't you? How about you come out and say what you mean?
Mammon, enough. I came here of my own free will. No one forced me. And I'll accept whatever punishment is due. But there's something else we need to take care of first.
What do we have here? Has the entire family come along today?
Well, what do you expect? We are family after all.
And we're about to witness Lucifer in all his glory, right? I mean, it's not like anyone had to twist my arm to get me to come out and see this. I would have come either way.
And I made sure to set my DVRs to record the full Rudy-chan series marathon that's running today. So if you were worried, don't be.
So you've all come along as a moving show of support and brother love then? But it would appear that one among your number neither qualifies as a relative, nor a demon.
That's right. Yuki isn't a demon, nor are we related. But that doesn't mean we can't be on the same side. Isn't that right, Yuki? Thank you.
I see. Well, Yuki, you may be a human, but it would seem you found a home for yourself here in the Devildom. I have to say I find that comforting. Now then, Lucifer, how about we hear what you have to say?
Diavolo, never before have I opposed you in any matter until now. Give me back my brother. Give me back Belphegor. Please.
Truth be told, I knew. I knew you were hiding Belphegor, and I knew why. Your loyalty to me forced you to deceive your brothers, and I knew that was a source of guilt. I saw how you struggled with it, how hard it was being pulled in two directions at once, and it made me sad.
Well, if that's true, then give us back Belphegor. That would solve everything, wouldn't it? The Devildom, the Celestial Realm, and the human world. The balance between our three worlds is a delicate and fragile thing.
In order to maintain this balance, we must have rules. Belphegor sought to violate those rules, and that is something I cannot overlook.
Right, exactly. He might have been planning to break the rules, sure, but he never actually did.
You know, you'd sound more persuasive if you weren't hiding behind Yuki right now, Mammon.
Whoa! Hey! Levy! Quit pushing me, idiot!
I'm afraid it's not that simple. I can't forget my position, or my mission, you see. And let's not forget, Belphegor is your brother, Lucifer. You are known as the 7 rulers of the underworld, and that's more than just a fancy title. You have great power here in the Devildom, and with great power comes great responsibility. I can't afford to give Belphegor special treatment.
Hang on, Yuki! Did you just call Lord Diavolo dense? Like, whoa. I gotta admit, that's pretty badass.
Are you saying that you don't think I have the right to do as I see fit in this case? That as the human world's representative, you should have a say in the affairs of demons?
Yuki?
No, Lucifer. It's fine. All right, then. I see what you're saying, Yuki. And there is some logic to it. So, how about we do this? I am going to assign you a special task. And if you can manage to complete it all by yourself, I'll let Belphegor go free. Yes, I thought you'd say that.
Diavolo, what exactly is this task you're assigning?
Oh, yes. Allow me to explain. There's one thing about the events of the past few days that's bothering me, you see. There's something that needs clarification, and I want Yuki to provide it.
What would that be?
Lucifer, you were hiding Belphegor in the attic room, which you had sealed using very powerful magic. That door could only be opened through the combined power of 6 members of your family, excluding Belphegor, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yuki hasn't made a pact with Lucifer, and yet the door's still open. Using Barbatos' power, I want Yuki to travel back into the past and ascertain exactly who it was that released Belphie. It's possible that some third party is involved in all this without any of us knowing about it. I want to know exactly what happened.
Aren't you at least gonna think about it first?
You're gonna do all of this by yourself? Are you sure that's a good idea?
Whoa, wait a second. We can't let Yuki do something like this alone.
Someone should be there just in case. What if one of us brothers went along? It could be anyone.
Yuki is to go alone. Those are my conditions.
Diavolo! Yuki, Thank you. I'm sorry for getting caught up in all this, Yuki. But it seems you're the only one who can help Belphie now. Please, come through for him.
I've been serving Lord Diavolo for a very long time, much longer than you might think. But I must say, I never imagined a day would come when I'd actually be showing a human to my room. I've been around a very long time, and I suppose you can never tell what might end up happening in an interval as long as that. You are, yes. You're about to go back into the past. But in order to do that, we must first head to my room, you see. I have the ability to look into both the past and the future. And I can send people to either one by using one of the countless doors in my room. No, I did not. Also, imagine for a moment what it would be like to know everything that will happen from now until the end of time. Why, nothing could possibly be more boring, wouldn't you agree? Which is precisely why I find it so very interesting and refreshing to have a chance to take a human like you into my room. All right, we've arrived. Please come in. Welcome to my room, Yuki. Now then, I'm going to explain several points about traveling to the past. Things you must be cautious of. First, you must not reveal you are from the future to anyone you meet in the past. If you were to do so, you run the risk of warping history. For the same reason, it would not be good at all if you were to meet your past self. It would probably be best if you didn't make contact with anyone at all. If you can, ascertain who set Belphegor free and then come right back, without speaking to anyone along the way. Ah, yes, I nearly forgot to tell you the most important part. When you wish to return to this world, all you have to do is knock on the door you used to get to the past, and then proceed through it. That same door will then bring you back here. Is there anything else you would like to ask? I see. All we ask is that you do your best. Good luck. Well then, Yuki, off to the past with you. Safe travels.
Hey, look who's here! Nice work, Satan!
Where were you when you disappeared on them?
On the staircase, where the portraits line the walls.
Ooh, are Lucifer and Yuki alone together now? Are they starting to get lovey-dovey? Come on, let's have some details.
I left right then and there. How am I supposed to know whether they're getting lovey-dovey? Regardless, now that we've got them alone together, they can take the time to open up to each other.
Yeah, if I had to come up with a nice, concise name for this plan, it'd be And Then There Were Two. How to get Lucifer alone with Yuki, forcing them to have a heart-to-heart, at which point they'll suddenly open up to each other, have a great talk, and totally make up. Horror-themed edition.
So, how about we have something to eat while we're waiting?
You know, Beel, when you disappeared, I could still hear your stomach rumbling even though you were hidden. I was seriously scared you'd get us caught there for a minute. I mean, if you want to disappear on someone, you need to find a way to quiet down that stomach, too.
Hey, don't ask me to do the impossible.
Well, regardless, later on we can go spy on them.
Gah!
Mammon, not so loud.
Eek! What the? How could? But what?
Yuki!
What are you doing here, Yuki?
I thought you were supposed to be with Lucifer.
Satan, are you sure you weren't spotted when you slipped away?
Right, you must have been followed here.
Oh, no, there's no way. Did you hear that? It wasn't my fault!
Still, I guess this means that our plan failed.
Okay, so considering Yuki's found us, we've got no choice but to tell the truth now, right?
Aw, man, seriously?
We've been caught red-handed here, so why not?
Okay then. Satan, you do the honors.
Well, as you can see, we didn't actually vanish. We were trying to get you and Lucifer alone, hoping you'd make up. So, to do that, we disappeared on you, one by one.
Yeah, and while we were at it, we made it into a horror-themed thing. You know, though, it's actually not too late. This could still work. Yuki, go back to Lucifer! There's still time, so get going! Find Lucifer and patch things up with him!
Wow, Mammon actually sounds like a responsible adult right now. Crazy.
Still, I think he's right.
Yeah, totally. You can be in on the plan too, Yuki.
You can't deny that this is the perfect chance to have a talk with Lucifer, right? So go on. Head back over to him.
In order to complete the game, you must defeat the demon that serves as the final boss. It says the boss's name is Lucifer. How ridiculous. They must think they're very funny naming him that. So that means I'm the boss, and you're the player character. And if you defeat me, you'll win the game. According to this website, the main character possesses magical powers. If you really were gifted magic, you could probably defeat me, sure. But you're not. Alright then, how exactly do you do that? Hold on. There's a page here on how to get the true ending to the game. A super simple guide to achieving the true ending. Fall in love with the boss, Lucifer. Sweet, sweet love. Make him your love slave and you're set. What the hell? Whatever. Let's get out of here.
Humans, you've made it to the end. Fantastic. Well now, if you enjoyed your time with us, consider subscribing to Otome Live. And if you'd like to get a closer eye of what happens behind the scenes, you can support us on Patreon. In the meantime, the doors to the Devildom remain open to all of you. And we wait with open arms. And you wouldn't want to keep us waiting now, would you?
Everybody 踊れお前のスタイルにもっと始まるぜ完璧なショー It's not the trick or baby It's party party time Christmas go ahead 目が気が気が歌えお前の全てをもっと上がってきなシェア the stage It's not the trick or honey It's party party time